Binondo, Manila. And by the way, that house was built in the year 1890, owned by Don Lorenzo del Rosario, a famous contractor in Binondo, Manila. And the person who designed that house was Juan Jose Herbas y Arizmendi, a Spanish architect. So the first floor of that house were made of adobe stones and bricks, while the second floor and third floor of that house were made of different kinds of woods that came from here in the Philippines, okay? And the house is big because in the year 1914 to 1919, that was occupied by Instituto de Manila for their elementary and secondary education. But when they moved to Sampaloc, Manila, they known as the University of Manila or the UM. So right now, that's our premier hotel here with 7 bedrooms that can occupied by 16 persons. If you want to rent the house, it has full butler service, standard cocktail and breakfast worth of 169,000 pesos per night, not per month, okay? So once again, that's our Casa Bisantina from Binondo, Manila. And right now, the house is occupied. So meaning to say, there's a guest inside that house now, okay? And the 4 houses that you can see here on this corner, by the way, this is the 4 houses with the same structures, and it's our Casa Lasam Uno, Dos, Tres, Cuatro, all the way from Cagayan, okay? By the way, this house is more considered to be the ordinary houses of Filipinos because just like what I've said to you a while ago, stones are more expensive compared to the woods. That's why ordinary people used to build a house that made them of pure woods just like this houses, okay? So this houses was built in the year 1900s, and as you can see, they're all elevated. Why? Because the houses in Cagayan Valley before are usually built near the bodies of water like in the river or in the ocean. That's why if there's a flood or high tide, the water cannot go easily inside to their houses. So right now po, so there's 55 room air condition that can occupied by 2 persons. Okay? And right now po, if I'm not mistaken, these houses are under renovation. Okay? So it's not ready for rental. Okay? So again, it's our Casa Cagayan from Cagayan Valley. Okay? And this elevated big house that you can see here, so this is our Casa Baliwag Dos from Baliwag, Bulacan. And they found this house at the vicinity of Iglesia ni Cristo. That's why this house became the function room of the church. And originally, the first floor of this house was actually closed, but after they transferred the house here and rebuilt it here, they decided to open the first floor of the house to become passage for the people and vehicles. And right now, this is also a rental house here with 2 big bedrooms that can occupied by 8 persons. And if I'm not mistaken, the price of this house range